Is Bogey a golden?
Yes, he's an English cream golden retriever. So see how he engaged and then disengaged? I want to shape that. So I want them to be able to take turns. So almost like a role reversal. So like one might initiate and see he should give space there. Yeah. And I, just because I watch those things, want to reinforce the space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That way, like when dogs meet each other, it's not just a full-on Tarzan.
Yeah.
And so I'll give them a second here to like, yeah, I'll reinforce that. I don't need to because they'll naturally figure it out, but why wouldn't I if I could?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can start to take some distance and create distance within the interaction as well. So see how she's kind of like thinking about it? Yeah, good. But if she hadn't had interacted, I would have maybe taken Bogey just a little bit away to see if she was going to re-engage. So see, he's a little extra, which is totally fine. That's just a play style.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, wow. And so we could feed her for that butt sniff because that's appropriate. And then I could implement a necessary break with this dude so that he doesn't get over aroused. She says, hello. Totally appropriate, totally appropriate. Still appropriate. And then we might need to be like, that's nice, and also teach her that when, let's see if she'll make a decision. I give it like a 3 to a 5 second count. So like 1, 2, 3, and then I might lure away just to implement a break.
Okay. Is her climbing on top of Bogey like the tipping point of like time?
No,
or is
it's
that
not the
still
worst.
okay?
It's just sort of kind of trying to help implement a break like
Okay.
that. Does that make sense? Like, and sometimes dogs are, again, they would have figured it out, but I'm more of like, they could figure it out, but they also could learn something not ideal, so why not
Yeah.
help them? Yeah, that's the best. And so this isn't about like quantity, it's just kind of like variety. So like learning that dogs come in, good Bogey, different sizes and shapes and colors and kinds and coats. Yeah. Still totally appropriate and fine.
Okay.
He's trying to put in a butt there. He was trying to do a little bit of like a reversal there. And she's like, I would like to latch on now. So that's a little bit of just the beginning of like some arousal stuff. Again,
Okay.
not a big deal.
Okay.
It's an inappropriate play behavior, but it's something you want to shape so that it doesn't solidify.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
that's the best dogs. So just like that. So even when you're approaching other dogs, like let's say, and we could have started outside, but it's cold and all the things. but we will outside. But even if you were going to start approaching, you want eye contact and you want it to be slow and controlled, even in the engagement part of it.
Okay.
So that's adorable. So cute. Yeah. Super adorable. Bogey's like, and that's fine. Chaucer's like, that's my space. But notice that was just like a, hey, that's my space, but no
Like lungy.
further engagement. That's appropriate.
Okay.
He's a little touchy about his space, but that's, every dog's unique. See, good. So see how she was like, I don't know what I'm doing. How did I get here? And then you just kind of like, you just reinforce it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Even those pauses, those like little tiny pauses, you're fine. You can't play, please. Good. So see how they're taking turns? And we're like, we're not super, like one isn't the instigator and the other one's running. So they're both kind of equally engaging. But Bogey tends to like love to roll on his back as it is. Like he loves, whether there's a dog here or not, he plays on his back. Yeah, he like rolls with toys around. So that's like his standard move. But if I think that he might want to get up, all I have to do is kind of do either like the gotcha, wow. And if he gets up, he now has an opportunity,
Okay.
to switch.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of like how we might, yeah, he's like, well, are you gonna get up now? And so that's kind of, it's not the most beautiful dance ever. But we want it to look a little bit like a you take turns. And some dogs like to be chased. Some dogs are the chasers. But we want to make sure at least that both dogs are enjoying it and getting breaks.
She climbed on another dog's back. It was like.
It's totally
Bad manners.
normal. No, and it's what they do in the litter too. And it's just one of those things where like they're puppies, so they kind of have to experience it. But that's why you want it to be around, you know, multiple puppies and different kinds of adults, so that she can kind of start to learn, you know, what's, so like if there's a latch on, let's see. So latching on is something I look for.
Is that
like,
when she gets like her neck and kind of.
and she kind of doesn't let go, yeah. And again, it's nothing, like, I wouldn't say it's anything to be concerned or worried about. It's just something you want to shape.
Setting boundaries, kind of.
And then I'll go in like there. Hi. And so you want to be able to interrupt it. So I'm just going to give food and feed. He shakes it off. That's what I'm looking for. I'll feed him.
They get it as getting rewarded for getting attention, rather.
Well, for a
like,
break.
do they confuse it with like reinforcing?
No.
Or no? Like it's the.
Because you're implementing breaks.
Okay.
So you're just kind of like arousal up, arousal down.
Okay.
Arousal up, arousal down. And then if I were, you know, there, and then see how that stopped the crazy. And then I can reinforce something better. See how I used a lure? Yeah. And now I'm starting to teach them. It's better than having to like go pick up your puppy or use their name to stop and correct. In this sort of environment, careful girlfriend. In this sort of environment, we can implement like a break. See how I'm doing with Bogey. And again, not that we don't want play, it's just that breaks are nice. Good. And so I see how I have that attention, so I've brought the arousal down so that a good stopped him. Good boy, bud. He's like, this is not normally how we play. So a tackle, again, kind of fine, but then we want to see what happens next. So now they're getting a little tired, so you'll notice a little bit more like latching, a little less breaks, and that's why it's important to kind of also know when your puppy is overtired. Are they making good choices? Can we implement a break?
Like you're okay that she's the one that seems to be tackling the whole time.
Totally.
Okay.
It's play styles.
It's just her
Yeah.
personality. Okay.
Yeah. Like Bogey's gonna be someone who kind of usually plays on the ground.
Okay.
She likes to play with her paw. That's fine. That's just a play style. It's kind of like, I have a communication style, you have a communication style. We've got ways that we teach, ways that we interact and engage, and so do dogs. And it's just a matter of teaching them, you know, how do we take those skill sets and put it into their, see the ear? But she let go, but we want to be there to make sure she does. Because we also don't want Bogey to learn that that's an okay, that's an okay behavior.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's mostly fine. I don't want to get any shaking, so once I get a latch on, I don't really want any shaking. So basically like a terrible word for it, but it's a kill shake. Not that she's trying to kill shake Bogey, but it's a very natural, very, very natural response and a natural behavior. Bogey! This way. Come on. Yeah, buddy. Very good. Come on. Bogey. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good girl, Journey girl. Bogey. Yes. So good. Good boy, Bogs. Good boy. Yeah, you think she's really fun, huh? Good boy. Good choice. Good boys. Come on. Folks. Ah! Good boy, Sooner. Bogey. Good. Good boy. Yep. Sooners. Good boy. Good choice, Bogey. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Good girl, Journey. Yes. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, come on. Let's go.
Very good. Very good. Free.